we're not going to go out there. We're just kind of peeking out because it's actually cold out there, and it's nice and toasty in here. But we had a wind chill earlier of about 7 degrees. The wind's died down a little bit now. It's completely frozen solid out here. A little bit of snow on the ground, some rain and ice, and this is a good sign so far on that. But a couple questions for you guys this morning. One is, if you notice, my truck's not there. It stranded me yesterday. It's been giving me a problem with a code about the PCM, and I mean, I knew it would eventually, I mean, you never know about those things. Sometimes you can get a code on something and it'll go for 10 years and not cause an issue. But I didn't realize how you could get a used PCM fairly inexpensively, a couple $100. And I'm also doing a DPF delete kit on it, or DPF delete pipe. I was gonna make one, and they're cheap to buy, so I bought one. And I gotta go get it. It stranded me at the grocery store parking lot with this big blizzard we got here in Texas. You know, it's customary on the day before the blizzard to go get some milk and bread in this part of the country and flood the store and, you know, act like a jackass, pushing and shoving to get the last loaf of bread. But anyway, I went and got in there with them. But my trailer, I want to use it, not today. I'm going to wait until tomorrow. It's not getting above freezing today, or tomorrow, I don't believe. Or no, tomorrow gets up above freezing a little bit. Anyway, my question is, my truck weighs 5,900 pounds, I believe. I need to double check that. And, you know, 3,000 pound axles on the trailer, 6,000 pounds. I think it's right at the limit. I got to tow it about 60 miles to this Diesel Tex. These guys I know from, you know, just locally in the area, or they're about an hour away. But so they're gonna flash it to work with the DPF delete kit, and hopefully the reason it stranded is it's now saying it's got a code for a low pressure pump, or low rail fuel pressure, or low rail pressure. And it's also saying something about the brake controller. So the guy said, well, you know, what's happened is your PCM has, you know, failed in those areas, and it's the control part of the, you know, PCM for those two functions that's failed first. So if we replace the PCM, you know, those other codes should go away, which, you know, seems to make sense. And it was just odd that two new things popped up on there. And it's the low rail pressure, I think, that's causing it to stop working. And it's got a new low pressure pump on it that I had put on back in the summer. So if it is that, hopefully it'll be covered under warranty. And if it's not, or, you know, because the guy replaced it back in the summer, he can hopefully warranty that for me. Although I guess used, you know, when you get mechanic work like that done, I don't know how long those are warranted for. You guys that are mechanics tell me that, you know, if you're an independent mechanic and somebody comes in, you replace a fuel pump and it fails a few months later, you know, how do you do that? You get the parts covered under warranty and they pay you for late, you know, I don't know. But my question for you guys, now that I've just keep rambling and rambling, my question for you guys is, you know, my trailer, 6,000 pound tow capacity, or weight capacity, is, you know, what do you think about that? It's going to be right at the limit. It should be okay. I don't think it's going to be any kind of problem. I'm not going across the country, just an hour away. And my other question is, the only truck I have access to is it's a newer, it may be like a 2014 or something, full-size Chevy, you know, with the LS motor. It's that platform. And so will that, you know, will that tow 8,000 pounds basically? My trailer weighs about 2,000, 1,800, 2,000, and then I got another 6,000 on it. So will it tow that? You guys had any luck doing that? I'll have to get a picture or maybe a video of it, the Chevy pulling the Ford. But so anyway, that's what I got going on. The other question is my air compressors, you know, with it not getting above freezing today, they're obviously both of them are outside. And I drained the tanks on both of them last night and left the drains open. So I'm thinking about putting a little heater out there on the old Bessie piston compressor, and maybe using a MAP gas torch and kind of just, you know, heating up the pump on it, the crankcase of the pump. And because I need to cut a couple things today, if I can. If I can't, it won't be the end of the world. I got other stuff I can work on. But if I can, I'd like to be able to do that. So let me know if you would, you know, again, I think the high today is in the 20s. So anyway, that's my two things I got going on here. Let me know what you guys think about towing that 8,000 pounds with a regular, you know, full-size Chevy truck. I guess I could look up the specs online too and just see what it, you know, on a bumper pull, if that's too much for it. So, I mean, you know, a lot of people will say, well, it's not rated to tow that, but it would tow it, you know. And I only have to go one way because he'll get it running and I'll drive it back. But anyway, I also don't want to, you know, add insult to injury and have something break loose or whatever. You know, the worst thing you can have then is a broke down truck, and then break a trailer and another truck, you know, trying to do something with it. So, but I don't want to have to pay a tow bill for a, you know, 70-mile trip. So anyway, kind of frustrating, you know. It's just, I mean, it's 10 years old, 170,000 miles on it now, 160,000, something like that. Starting to have a few little things happen to it, and you know, kind of wish I just had some kind of a beater gas burner that would that I could use to go get steel and that kind of thing with, and some kind of a cheap car on gas to get around with. So anyway, guys, I mean, you know, when I was in the corporate world making a lot of money, this would have been a non-issue. I'd just go buy a new one, you know, and pay cash for it. But when you're a fabricator and you're kind of squeaking by, you know, every dollar counts. And so if you're out there, you know, watching this video, and you know, it's just talking honestly, you know, I'm not bragging, I'm just kind of speaking the truth. I've made more than $100,000 a year since I was in my late 20s, and now I make, you know, I'm not going to say what I make. It's not a lot of money, you know, and I could be making more, you know. I could be making more in different ways in different areas. I'm not far away from making more and getting to where, you know, like, you don't want to just, you know, have a business that just kind of skates by, which is kind of what I've been doing, exhausting some, you know, some reserves and funds. And then when you get down to, you've exhausted all of it, you know, or most of it, and you start having, you know, $3,000 repairs on this and that, you're, you know, it's a deal where you make enough, you know, with the business to kind of, you know, buy the equipment, buy the steel, you know, take care of your customers and do that. But when you have these other things that come due, you know, that may not present themselves to you every month as a maintenance item, and you have these things hit in lump sums, you know, then it's hurtful. And that's the part that I think that, you know, I'm aware of it. I knew that this was, you know, gonna happen at some point. Anyway, I'm not complaining, just talking honestly. You know, some people may be thinking about doing this someday, you know, something like this, you know, their own fab shop, and just kind of trying to be self-contained and all that. So and there's been a lot of people that, you know, have tried to start. I mean, I got a good friend of mine in the Dallas area that tried to start a turbo race car fab shop, And I think he lasted about a year in business and exhausted all of his resources, went in major debt. And, you know, the good thing is I'm not in any debt, and I don't have any, you know, anybody asking me for money other than the, you know, electricity and, you know, things like that. So that's why I'm not panicked and worried about it. And just, you know, I need a few, I need some small production runs of things coming through the shop on a regular basis that I can hire people to do, so that I can continue to do things I do and get those, you know, those repetitive production jobs done by some lower or mid-skilled labor, make a little money off that, make a little money off the things that I do, the metal art and other, you know, machining or fabrication jobs. And then you're kind of at a place where, you know, you're at a sustainable rate. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about those other two things, and we will see you on the next video. I'm working on a video that'll be uploaded to my other channel on splitting some tubing down the middle on the vertical bandsaw. All right, guys, I'll see you.